Wow. That favored you complete threat actually.
Tsarukyan backs him up.
Arman Tsarukyan grapples with the tenacity of a relentless beast, leaving a trail of defeated opponents in his wake.
Oh,
Man.
An Armenian assassin with precision like a sniper.
Back here, a couple nice elbows.
Complete threat actually.
And high-level pressure wrestling.
He's listening.
But what I do like,
So he's going to have to put something in front of them. Beautiful take.
Supported by an unreal display of strength and cardio.
1-2, then he stepped up on the angle straight away.
At a mere 27 years old, Arman Tsarukyan is about to face the fearsome Beneil Dariush, number 4 in the UFC rankings. In case of victory, he would be one step closer to a title shot in an epic rematch against Islam Makhachev. So, it's the perfect time to review the path of this young Armenian phenomenon poised to make history as a potential first Armenian UFC champion. Arman Tsarukyan was born in Georgia into a warm Armenian family. They decided to set out for Russia in search of new horizons and opportunities, which is where Arman initially ventured into the world of freestyle wrestling, showing early promise in the sport. As he grew older, he also developed a passion for ice hockey, dedicating a solid decade of his life to the game. Later, he had to bid farewell to his beloved ice hockey dreams to assist his father in the family's construction business.
Yeah, I couldn't be a hockey player, my father said like, okay, now you gotta work with me, like he's a builder. And I worked with him 3 months and I said, no, I can't be like worker, I wanna like do something.
Playing hockey and laying bricks became a closed chapter for the young Armenian as he decided to revert his focus entirely to MMA. Arman Tsarukyan made his MMA debut in September 2015. In just 3 years, 11 poor fellas had tasted the bitterness of defeat at the hands of the Armenian ace. It was time for a real challenge, and Arman sure got it when he was matched against Junior Asunciao, a BJJ black belt and a battle-tested vet since 2004. The 21-year-old Tsarukyan opened the hunting season with a spinning kick to the liver, making Asunciao retreat in agony. The Armenian seized the opportunity and reigned with ground and pound strikes on the floor. In the second, Arman took the initiative by executing a beautiful Uchimata throw, followed by a fair share of ground control time. The script of the third round was almost identical, only this time, the young prospect scored a beautifully timed double-leg takedown, leading to winning the bout on the judges' scores. 3 months later, Tsarukyan was matched against the dangerous finisher from Brazil, Felipe Olivieri. As if Crow Cop spirit entered Arman's body, he pulled off a spectacular left high kick knockout that left the opposition unconscious on the floor. The young Armenian was ready to join the big leagues, and when the UFC called, there were no second thoughts. While welcoming a new fighter into the organization is often linked to a warm-up fight against an average opponent, Arman's case was different. In his UFC debut, he was set to lock horns with Islam Makhachev, one of the best lightweights of all time.
oh, he gets him with the knee.
After an exchange of high kicks, Tsarukyan gave Islam a taste of his own medicine.
That is nice.
Lovely timing there.
Hand on the canvas. Nice.
That's lovely.
Good scramble to top position
Beautiful
though.
job.
And for the first time, the Dagestani Russian realized he was no longer at the top of the wrestling food chain.
Oh, look at that. Does that count?
In the second, Makhachev's experience played a factor. Arman's double-leg attempts were blocked by the Dagestani,
We say that until he lands it.
Yeah, right.
but Tsarukyan's pressure was worthy of a pit bull.
So strong.
Arman kept the distance with high kicks
Gonna go high.
Who's starting?
Something happened this round.
Wow,
and spinning back kicks. With quick action, Makhachev pushed the Armenian into the cage, but the Armenian wasn't going without a fight and even threatened with a Kimura.
But forced to let go of
defense
it.
of this kid is ridiculous.
Or using the butterfly hook as well.
Despite Islam being renowned for being heavy on top, Arman could scramble and get up to his feet every time.
God.
So strong.
In the third, the Armenian tried to score some takedowns,
It's recovered very quickly.
but it seemed like he was attempting to teach a fish how to swim.
One of the best out there.
In the closing seconds of the round, Islam showed the young buck why there are levels to this game,
Away the leg. Runs the
Really
pipe
nice.
down to the...
which led to having his hands raised victorious in a battle that could have gone either way.
Ну, я думал, честно сказать, в партере чуть полегче было, но Арман крепкий парень оказался. А он довольно молодой, у него еще все впереди.
The young prospect put his first career loss behind him and was back to action against Olivier Aubin-Mercier, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Judo black belt with a notable victory over Drew Dober. The Canadian was a good grappler and not a walk-in-the-park kind of fight. Arman was forced to tame the unruly patient.
And good kick there as well.
Later on, Tsarukyan's takedown was intercepted by a vicious knee, but he ate it for breakfast and even attempted a single-leg takedown.
Arman sensed it.
In the third, Olivier tasted the canvas again and met a dead end of ground and pound shots.
Back here, a couple nice elbows.
During the pandemic, another lightweight got in the way, Davi Ramos, a third-degree BJJ black belt and world champion in this sport.
Somebody, boy. He's going hard for it. Gets it.
Ramos had a 100% takedown defense up to this point, but Tsarukyan showed him why there's a first time for everything. Although Davi's guard is a war zone for many, Arman was confident to play Russian roulette and win the round. The fighters played the chess game at close range for the next 2 rounds,
1-2, then he stepped up on the angle straight away.
where the Armenian had the advantage in the artillery exchanges, ultimately winning on the judges' scores. Next on the list was Matt Frivola, the United States Army Reserve lieutenant with a solid record of 8-1 at the time.
Overhead landed.
Although Matt is a good striker, he had no choice but to accept the fight on the enemy's territory.
When you fight a guy that is that favored, you
In the closing seconds of the first round, the lieutenant showed the young contender that he was not there to play around.
Oh, he hurt him.
And that's why Arman approached the second round by taking the fight to his own realm.
He's listening.
But what I do like,
During the remaining time of the fight, Tsarukyan's takedowns worked wonders again, and Frivola was helpless against the overwhelming grappling.
Frivola can turn into him here.
Arman Tsarukyan.
The Armenian assassin was back in action in September 2021 against the Spartan Christos Glagos. Tsarukyan stalked his victim and went for a takedown, but the Greek offered some resistance.
Stanford MMA, so similar circles in South.
The fight was right back on the feet, and this time, Arman had no intention of taking prisoners. The Armenian started his offensive with a high kick that was partially blocked,
And in fact, he was.
and then unleashed a left hook rocket that dropped the opposition.
He's a complete threat. Excellent. Oh,
Tsarukyan backs him up.
The hungry lion smelled blood and went for the finish, unloading a heavy cargo of bombs,
The right.
leaving the referee with no other choice.
Arman Tsarukyan.
With this knockout victory, Arman Tsarukyan showed that his elite wrestling is only a tiny fragment of the opponent's concerns. The following year, the Armenian was locked in the cage with Joel Alvarez, a renowned Spanish submission artist. The first heated exchange, and the fighters were on the canvas, where Arman maintained the top position. Although Joel's guard is a snake pit for many, Tsarukyan was eager to show that he was quite the mongoose.
Ahead of Alvarez with anything he tried there, and now launching his own.
In the closing minute of the round, the Armenian landed a razor-sharp elbow that opened Joel's face.
Sure did.
The strong wrestler wasted no time in the second and immediately went for the takedown.
Stopped it. This one has more blood.
Look at that.
From here on, he initiated a zombie-style massacre, tearing the opponent apart with shots. Tsarukyan earned his second consecutive Performance of the Night bonus and was slowly climbing the rankings. He was a win or two away from a title shot, and next in line was Mateusz Gamrot, an outstanding wrestler coming off 3 consecutive finishes.
Broke his foot on the elbow there.
The violent dance started from the opening seconds.
Champion at 45. when he fought for KSW.
The ebb and flow of the fight began with both fighters showcasing their superior wrestling skills.
Rookie could make 55. Oh, there's the first takedown attempt.
As the rounds progressed, the pace remained
Maybe a
relentless.
little bit of gamesmanship there.
And plus,
So he's going to have to put something in front of the beautiful.
The canvas became a battleground for control, with each fighter scrambling for dominant positions. The third round, Arman decided to open with a series of body kicks, a sign of his bad intentions.
all times.
As the championship rounds approached, the fighters' movements became more calculated. Every takedown attempt was met with a sprawling defense
In layman's terms, who wants it more?
or a quick escape.
Gamrot in on a single.
Wisely grabs out.
Takedown for Gamrot.
In the last minute of the round, Arman pulls out a spinning body kick from his arsenal, followed by another kick to the stomach. In the fourth round, Arman generously continued to distribute the kicks, this time also with a spinning back fist that landed cleanly. Eating another liver kick, Gamrot took Tsarukyan to the ground, switched to back control, and attempted a rear choke.
He gets stuck behind him in an awkward way, too.
Tsarukyan's corner was imploring him for no more wrestling to win the fight on the feet.
No more wrestling. You defend the takedown and you come back for it. Okay, I don't want you shooting anymore.
In the last round, a calf kick from Arman collapsed Gamrot, who recovered immediately.
Man.
You're winning this fight on the feet.
Matthews responded with a clean pass to the legs and right to the back.
Right to the back.
What an entry.
The bout ended with both fighters exhausted, but with no intention of giving up.
Oh, the judges are undecided. This could just tip the balance in his favor.
It was a fight difficult to score, but Tsarukyan's apparent victory was snatched from his hands by the judges, who proclaimed Gamrot the winner. The Armenian didn't waste any time to whine as he was back in the gym to prepare for his upcoming bout against Damir Ismagulov, the former M1 Global Lightweight Champion with an impressive 24-1 record. Arman knew where his strength lay and wasted not much time striking. Taking the Russian fighter down was easy, but holding him down was a high mountain to climb.
Ismagulov was doing the right thing.
1 minute into the second round, Damir was immediately sent down to the deck.
Left in with the knee.
He resisted by scrambling back to his feet, but Tsarukyan stuck to him like glue, giving him no breathing room.
Ismagulov told us this week he wanted to use.
The takedowns became even more effortless in the third, and Arman secured the back this time. He threatened with a submission, but submitting Damir seemed a steep hill to climb.
Takedown right there was a single to a trip.
When the final horn signaled the end of the fight, the judges had no headache in deciding who was the winner. In the following summer of 2023, Tsarukyan was locked in the cage with Joaquim Silva, a BJJ black belt, coming off an impressive TKO victory against Jesse Ronson. The Armenian countered a kick
His crazy power. He knows he's got a huge opportunity.
and took the fight to the ground effortlessly, where he turned on his wrestling shredder as usual.
That was extremely high-level stuff. And
Tsarukyan tortured the Brazilian for the entire round. The second began with striking exchanges.
Away from the fence, so he has room. Good 1-2. Wants him to stop throwing kicks.
Arman pulled out elbows from his arsenal and some Andy Hug-style kicks. At the end of the round, Joaquim hit him with a powerful left hook. From chicken dance to automatic wrestling mode was a matter of seconds. On the canvas, Arman punished Joaquim for his excessive protagonism with hard elbows.
for that championship run when you
The crowning moment arrived in the third with a compulsory takedown from the clinch.
Let's go. But there you go. That's Tsarukyan.
Tsarukyan bombed the opponent's head with heavy elbows and punches,
The beginning of the end.
Let's see if he can start landing some big shots.
and the referee jumped in to prevent Silva from paying additional medical bills. The Armenian mauling machine's journey, fueled by an insatiable desire for success, raises intriguing questions about the challenges that lie ahead. Tsarukyan is not merely seeking victory. He is on a mission to secure the UFC belt by avenging his first UFC loss against Makhachev. Hey, if you like this video and want more quality content, knock that like button out, subscribe to the channel, and kick that notification bell.